Hey you guys, and welcome back to my... What's that noise? No, it couldn't be. I thought I dodged it all year. No, no, no! I That's right, it's that time again where I answer your questions using the hashtag AskBen. And before we continue, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, tap that bell icon so that you are the first to know when I upload new content. At the moment it's every Friday, so make sure you tune in every week and keep on stalking me on social media. All the links are in the description. Now let's get to it. I am exhausted. We finished another shoot yesterday. It was a 16-hour shoot. It was much harder than the last time, but it was so worth it, and I'm so grateful to everyone who made yesterday happen. Thank you so much. But that is why I couldn't be bothered to do my hair. I have a whole bottle of fake tan on right now. I have chipped nails because I was just a slob yesterday. So today, in short, I'm a bit of a mess, but I don't care. I wanted to get this done just in time for Christmas, my little Christmas treat for you all. So for those of you who are just tuning in, I ask you to use the hashtag AskBen to ask me anything you want. And a couple of weeks ago, stop what you're doing right now, just for a second, and ask me the first question that comes to your head. Ask me about anything. Let's make this interesting. I'm gonna answer as many of them as I possibly can without being demonetized on YouTube. So what was really interesting about doing a quickfire round was that some of the questions came from people on my team. Mom asked, how was the rehearsal? My rehearsal was good, thank you very much. But you already know that! But I'll fill the rest of you guys in. I've been rehearsing like crazy because one of the videos that we shot this week had the most choreography I've ever done for one of my music videos. So I wanted to nail it on the day, and that requires a lot of preparation. Jane asked me, how painful is your dance belt chaff right now? So I do explain this on one of my shoots, but I explain very quickly right now. Dance belt is something that male dancers have to wear, normally when they're doing contemporary or ballet. It keeps all your junk in place. If not, then there is a tendency for your balls to slip back up into the pelvic canal, and when you're doing things like kicks and split leaps, you can actually crush your balls. Oh my god! Wow, if that isn't gonna get me demonetized, I don't know what is. So yeah, I am very familiar with dance belts. I had to wear them all the time when I was doing contemporary or ballet, but because these shoots have so much choreo and some of the outfits are quite restrictive and some of the outfits are quite revealing, then I've had to don a dance belt, and it's very painful and it's very uncomfortable, but I do it for you guys! This is the effort I put in, and this is how much I love you! Remember this! Next up, my boyfriend asked me, lol. So glad you take my work so seriously. Next up, and I get this question a lot, all across my social media, all across my YouTube channel, when is Devil's Cry coming to Spotify? And I'm gonna answer this now, and you guys, please help me out. Please link to this video whenever anybody asks me this again. So I worked with Capcom reworking Shall Never Surrender from Devil May Cry 4, and you guys love it so much, we got permission to put it on my album Defying Gravity. Now, one of the requests that Capcom put on that was that we didn't allow it to be streamed. So that is the reason why Devil's Cry is not on Spotify, and until Capcom changed their mind about that request, I can't make that song available for streaming, I'm afraid. It's as simple as that. Leanna asked, how much knowledge do I have about Japan? I like to think that I know a fair amount. I've been working there for over 10 years now, on and off, but I'm certainly not an expert. I'm always learning. One of my philosophies is that once you stop learning, you can start dying. Life is a lesson. You should always be trying to learn new things. Andy was very sneaky and got several questions into one, so I'm gonna let that slide this one time, Andy. My favorite emoji is probably the... This is so cringy. It's probably the kiss emoji or the heart emoji. I use those a lot. Otherwise, it's probably the purple devil emoji. It says a lot without saying anything at all. Favorite season, oh man. It's close. My favorite season is probably winter, because I prefer wrapping up. Once you're hot, you're just in a t-shirt or a vest. You can't take anything else, and you can't cool down. When you're cold, you can just put more layers on and get warmer. So that's the only reason winter wins over summer. Sorry guys. Favorite color is hot pink. Shock. A hobby besides singing that I love. Oh, well, besides singing, it's probably dancing. Yeah, I love dancing. I know that still constitutes a little bit of work because I dance a lot, especially at the moment. I still go to classes in my free time, and I love that. So, probably dancing. Tal asks, are you wearing lip gloss or lip balm, and if so, what kind? Sorry to disappoint you there, I am just wearing Carmex. I am now, and I was wearing in my story as well. It's very cold here in England in winter, and my lips get very, very dry, especially when I'm tired. Which is all the time. This is a really great one from Marek. He said, if you were to compose the score for a movie, which movie genre would best complement my musical style? That's such a great question. I have to think about it a little bit because I've worked in so many musical genres, especially with my composing. But right now I feel very, very comfortable doing my electro pop, my synth pop. That style would probably suit, I don't know, maybe sci-fi thriller. But then again, they're using like 80s influenced synth pop in everything right now. So that really doesn't narrow it down, does it? What do you guys think? What movie genre best suits my style of music? Sapphire asks, what's your favorite program when it comes to composing music? It's quite well known now, but I've been using Reason from Reason Studio, and I have done for a very long time. I used to use it alongside a few other digital audio workstations, but now I pretty much use it exclusively with a few VSTs. I just find it very powerful, very versatile. It's equally as versatile as any other DAW that I've used. It's what I'm comfortable with. It feels like home because I've used it for so long now. Ren asks, what music artist or band would you love to make music with? It changes all the time. It changes every time someone asks me this question. But right now, I'm digging a handful of artists. I love what Kesha is doing with her latest album. I think she's really fun and interesting and passionate artist. Chris asks, where the is at? I do not know, sir, but once I find them, I will report back and tell you. He also asks, what's your favorite Sonic game? I've said this before a few times. I think mine is either Sonic 3 and Knuckles, or Sonic Adventure 1. I felt like Adventure 1 was this magical period where he was making the leap to 3D, and it was something really fresh and new and exciting. And I just love that game. Lisa asks, what are your goals both professionally and personally for the year 2020? Well, Lisa, I have my new album coming out early in 2020, so there's a lot I want to achieve with that. Very exciting time for me, and a very exciting album. And I'm going back to Japan to promote it and hopefully tour it too. So I'm totally stoked for that. Personally, it's kind of the same every year. I just want to be happy. I think it's just important to try and keep that balance so that you can enjoy your time while you're doing whatever you're doing, who you're doing it with. Bit of a lame answer, but it's kind of true. Sorry. I do work too hard, and I've worked too hard this year. So 2020, I want to achieve a balance between work and chill time. There we go, that's a better answer for you. Much better! Shugo asks, what's one of your biggest fears? I don't know. What is one of my biggest fears? This is hard, I had to think about this. I guess one of my biggest fears is to reach a point when I get older and wish that I'd have done certain things. Like, the way I try to live is through no regrets. I would rather try something, fail miserably, and look back and say, well, at least I did it, you know? And this really coincides with the new album, because I've really pushed myself outside my comfort zone on every level. So definitely no regrets on this one. Carl asks, have you ever thought about working on a Chinese project? Yes, of course I have. I think I already have. I did the score for QQ Dance 2, which I believe is a Chinese video game. With me being so popular in Asia, it's really easy for me to kind of hop across the pond and do projects for other Asian countries too. I would totally be up for working on more Chinese projects and also working with Chinese artists too. Dakota asks, when will us Yankers finally get to see your Sorry R's live on stage in Yankland? First of all, once I've located Yankland on a map. See, the thing is, when it comes to performing in America, there's a lot to consider. I mean, aside from the obvious where, when, and for who, but there's also the issue of travel expenses and the performance visas as well, which are particularly tricky for America for some reason. But guys, you know me, I'm totally up for it. I will perform anywhere you want me to perform, so maybe next year I will look into some events where I can come to America and see you guys. Right, Princess Spyro asks, what does it take to be as fabulous as you? It's effortless, darling. Simply effortless. Wow, I'm a douche. They go on to say, I really want to be recognized for something, but I just don't know how to get started. The one thing that I want you to remember, and I say this to artists as well who ask me for advice, there is one thing that you have to offer the world that is completely unique. No one else can offer it, and that is you. There is only one of you, and collectively, like, personality traits and your sense of humor and the way you view the world and the way you create your art, put those together, that is unique to you. There is only one person that can bring that to the table, and that is you. Find what it is that you're passionate about, and it can be anything. Mine just happens to be music. I've always loved music since I was a child, and I've always wanted to make music ever since I was young. But find what you are passionate about, because if you love it that much and you have that much passion and energy for it, the chances are there's a whole group of people out there who are looking for you because they are passionate about the same thing. Don't forget that. Galactus Cookie asks, would I ever voice a protagonist character? Yeah, of course. I've been asked a few times. The one time the title didn't go into development, and the second time I didn't have time in my schedule to attend the recording, but I totally would. I wonder what my character would be. I wonder what their voice would sound like. Would I be a good guy or a bad guy? Tell me, guys, what do you think? What kind of character do you think I should voice? Leave your answers in the comments below. Caitlin asked, what is the process you go through in order to perform at a venue? I'll try and keep this in a nutshell for you. First of all, it depends on the event, the type of performance that I'm putting on, and that will dictate the songs that I perform, what I wear for the performance. Then if there's any VT playback, that needs to be rendered in advance, and that has to be integrated into whatever it is I'm performing. I will rehearse just to make sure everything reaches a standard that I'm happy with, and I will record all of the rehearsals, watch them back, see how they sound, because you never quite know how everything sounds while you're doing it. It's always good to take a recording and then watch it back and analyze it, because you are always your own worst critic. And then it's arranging any promotion with the venue, making sure that they're happy with your set list and what you have planned, integrating any collaborations like promotions and competitions and things like that, and of course promoting it myself on my social media. I think that's about everything. Yeah, I'm sorry if I didn't answer your questions this time round. If not, then come stalk me on social media. The links are in the description, and next time I get ready to do another Ask Ben, just ask me again or ask me something different. Keep those questions coming. I will do this again soon. I promise I won't leave it a year like I did this time. If you're wondering why I did leave it a year, go and check out my latest vlog right here on my official YouTube channel. Speaking of which, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications. Next week, it is Christmas, so I hope you guys have a wonderful time. It's quite likely I'm gonna take a break, so there might not be a video next week, and I will resume things after the holidays. But next up on this channel, I've got some behind the scenes videos coming up, including the behind the scenes of Dreams, which you've all been asking me for. So in the meantime, guys, I'm gonna sign off before my battery dies. I love you so much. Take care of yourselves over the holidays, and I will see you on the other side. Bye-bye.